Good morning, traders. It is Friday, April 26th, the end of another week. I'm Jonathan van Clute with Stock Navigators. Quick reminder, please do give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and give me some feedback in the comments below if there's anything else I can do to help you with your trading, any tickers you'd like analyzed, any concepts you'd like explained, anything like that, you just let me know. All right, well, let's take a look at the S&P, and it is right in that sell zone. We are there right now. This is the all-time highs back here, and we have managed to just climb and climb and climb and climb and climb, and we are back in it. So that's good, right? That's great. That's a super bullish thing. And yeah, technically it is bullish. The trend is certainly up. You look at the 21 EMA, there's no question the trend is up. And that's all true. But take a look at our oscillator. When the price was here, oscillator was up here. Now that the price has climbed higher and higher and higher, our oscillator has gotten weaker and weaker and weaker. The momentum has been draining out of this market. However, it is still bullish. Right now, the bulls are still in control. We are up above the zero line. The trend is still up. We are still making higher highs and higher lows. There has not yet been any confirmed sign of a problem. So this makes for some challenging decisions that as a trader you have to make, especially if you're a longer term trader. If you're looking to hold something as a swing trade or a long-term hold, do you buy at these levels or do you wait for a pullback? It's a tough call because we haven't really had a significant pullback in a long time. And I've been waiting for it. The best thing we got, closest thing we got was that. And maybe this one too. That's about it. So this market has just been relentless and does not want to come down. But it's going to at some point. It's just a matter of when. And if we take a look at the 60 minute, you can see that on this big up day we had the other day, huge push up. Look how high the momentum was. The oscillator pushed way, way, way high and then just collapsed. But price has not really collapsed. Price has just pulled back to still actually even above where it was before that huge push up started. So price is hanging on to the highs, but the oscillator has absolutely given up. It is even below the zero line. Momentum is even increasing on that oscillator. So I am not liking this move. You can see here also, look how just flat top that is. The price got there and just stopped cold, stopped cold, stopped cold. Every single time it got to that level, almost to within a tick. Price just absolutely stopped dead in its tracks. So there is some definite resistance overhead, no question about it. And right now on a 60-minute horizon, the bears are in control. Will they be able to hold that control and extend it into an actual decline of some kind, an actual pullback? That remains to be seen. Right now, this market has not wanted to let go. On a daily basis, it has been above the zero line almost all year. It has just been a nonstop march upwards. So the time would be right for a pullback. We definitely are needing to have one, and running out of steam right up here would not surprise me at all, but it could get all the way to the top of this zone. We will have to see what happens, but my hunch is that there are a significant number of sell orders still sitting up in this area. And the market can climb a little bit higher. Those are going to start to get triggered. We're going to see some significant downwards pressure, some significant selling, and I think a pullback, if not a retracement of this entire move, is in order. And I think a retracement of the entire move is perfectly plausible. So if that happens, I'd be looking for something probably somewhere down in here. So that's a pretty significant fall. That's hundreds of points on the S&P right now. So if that comes to pass, we're gonna have some great shorting opportunities. But right now, it is still higher highs and higher lows. We don't have any sign of that really changing. You maybe could see this as our sort of early warning that this trend line broke. We came up, we tested the trend line, and then we kind of failed, didn't hold it. So that could be a first sign, as opposed to what happened here. You can see we fell below the trend line, hopped up over it, fell below again, hopped up over it, held above it. So this time around, so far, the test has failed. So we need to be really cautious at these levels and just be very, very careful with any trades to the long side that are anything other than just a short-term day trade. As a day trader, sure, either direction, long, short, whatever works. But for anything longer term, definitely just watch yourself at these levels. Now, crude oil has actually given us that pullback that I was talking about on Wednesday, I believe it was, and we've gotten right to that 21 EMA, which, as I've mentioned before, has been a buying opportunity every time price has gotten down to it. Is this going to be a repeat of that? It very possibly could be. I don't like one thing here, though, which is that price has been going higher, but just recently momentum has been dropping. Now, that's not necessarily the end of the world. I mean, we had that here. All right, price, or actually here, price was rising, momentum in the oscillator fell. And yeah, sure, we had a little bit of a pullback, but then the move just marched higher, and then the oscillator started gaining in strength again. So it doesn't necessarily mean immediately that, oh, this market's going to crash or anything. But we might go sideways for a little bit. We might ride the 21 EMA for a little while. It's hard to say exactly what it's going to do. But we're not doing this. The oscillator is not making higher highs and higher lows and higher highs and higher lows, which is what we got during this move here. So just be aware of that. But if we see that price is holding at this level, which at the moment anyway, I mean, I'm seeing wicks there. I'm seeing buying at this level. It looks to me like this is holding. And if it does hold reverse to the upside, then more than likely this trend is going to want to continue for a little while longer, and it could have some more in it for sure. All right, now let's just see what gold is doing. And gold is bouncing right now. We are still kind of gunning for this 100% extension level from so many weeks ago now, where I was looking at this as a flag, and I said that I think if that is a flag and we continue to the downside, then this is my target for an extension, is that 100% level. And we've gotten very close to it, bounced up, but it would not be unreasonable for the bounce up to fail, come right back down, hit the 100%, and then turn around. That would fit a fairly standard pattern of behavior. Right now, looking at the 60-minute chart, there's something interesting going on this morning, actually. In the last hour, we've got this really surprisingly huge range candle. So something happened. This trend was just kind of marching along, and then all of a sudden, significant selling came in, which got bought right back up again. So I'm not really sure what to make of that big long wick. Why there was suddenly so much selling this morning, and it certainly got met with buyers. There's no question about it. So it suggests that somebody was absolutely willing and very happy to buy that little dip there. But we do see on the 60-minute the oscillator kind of flattening out here, but it's failing to get higher while price has been getting higher. So that's a little concerning for this move to hold. Really, ideally, for a move like this to hold long term, we'd be seeing strength building in the oscillator. And we're not seeing that right now. So just to be a little bit cautious, this could definitely have some more downside room in it. And it also could get up a little higher. It could get up to the 21 EMA maybe, and then come back down. We'll have to wait and see. But so far, anyway, we are still in a lower lows and lower highs situation on gold. So it's got the potential. It certainly has the potential momentum to be able to get down there. So just be aware of that. Right now, the trend is down on a daily basis. The 21 EMA is certainly pointing down. And we are flirting with this bottom channel line here, trying to hang on to it. And we'll have to see if it can. Right now, it poked below it and came right back up above it again. So if we can hold above that line, then we might turn around. And if we can take out that lower high, then we would know that this trend has, in fact, reversed. There's no question. So right now, anyway, I'm still kind of looking at that 100% extension, and I'm thinking that would not be unreasonable to reach, but we'll have to wait and see what the market wants to give us. Natural gas, nothing really going on in natural gas. This has been the story for months now, and it is still just kind of trickling lower. Right now, we're on a little bit of a bounce, a little tiny bounce there, but there's still just no momentum. There's nothing going on in this market. It's pretty much asleep. And yeah, that's just what it is. That being said, oscillator here, oscillator, oscillator there, oscillator up here. The oscillator is gaining in strength as the price is declining. So I don't think it's unreasonable that price could get into this zone. We have a buy zone down here from back in the past, and certainly price has been moving towards it. And right now we're still below the 21 EMA, so technically the trend is still down. The bears are still in control, but by how much? There's so little momentum. I can't say that the bears are really dominating or anything. It's just kind of flat. So on a 60-minute basis, we still have lower lows and lower highs, but natural gas has been kind of looking like and reminding me of crypto lately, because we've been having these kind of periods of not much of anything, and then all of a sudden we get this big shocking move, and then not a whole lot, just kind of sideways, and then a huge shocking move, and then sideways, and then a huge shocking move, and then sideways. So I'm not really sure what this market is wanting to do. It's just kind of doing nothing right now. So need to identify a reversal point, need to identify a trend change of some kind. And I'm thinking perhaps this buy zone is where that could happen. But we got to have some momentum one way or the other. Either we got to break to the downside, get some momentum in that direction, or break to the upside, get some momentum in that direction. Because right now for months, there's just been absolutely nothing going on in this market. And on a 60-minute time frame, obviously the trend is down, lower lows and lower highs, lower lows and lower highs. And the bears are definitely in control on a 60-minute level, but that could change at any moment. So just pay attention to your zones and pay attention to the price action, and watch for some kind of indication that things are done drifting to the downside and ready to turn up, or that they've completely fallen apart and broken down and are going to head lower. All right, let's finish up with a peek at crypto, which has pulled back. I was talking the other day about how impressive it was that crypto was hanging on to these gains up here and even pushing higher, but that a pullback really was in order, and I wanted to see that happen. We haven't really gotten it yet, but we've sort of gotten the first maybe peak of what could be coming. I'd like to see a pullback to maybe somewhere around that 4,500 point. Somewhere below 5,000, but above 44.15, which is the previous lower high. So that's what I would like to see, is a healthy pullback. And right now it's looking like maybe we're going to get it. Right now, price has been pushing higher. Oscillator is pushing lower. So the oscillator is getting weaker. And on a 60-minute basis, we had a big move down here. It looks like it was yesterday. And right now, the bears are in control. The oscillator is definitely to the downside, although on the short term, it is building in strength. But, not really that impressed with that. That doesn't really tell us a whole lot. We have broken down below this trend line on the 60, and looks like we tried to retest it, failed, and are now holding below. So it's looking to me like there could be some downside follow through here. And the daily trend, you can see the 21 EMA is kind of starting to roll over a little bit and go flat. And obviously that's the first thing that has to happen before it can actually roll over and come down. So we'll have to see if that's actually what we get. But on the 60, trend is down right now. And we rejected that trend line on a retest. And it's looking like there could be some downside follow through. The MACD line has crossed the signal line here on the daily. So on a daily basis anyway, the bears are taking control. Technically, the oscillator is still bullish, but it's weakening, and the bears are doing everything they can to grab control from the bulls and push this market back down again, which, like I said, I'd like to see. I'd really like to see a pullback down to somewhere 4,500 to 4,700, maybe somewhere in there would make me quite happy, as long as it holds, of course. If it just breaks down through this 44.15, then we're just back in nowhere, sideways congestion, and then who knows what's going to happen. So all right, that is it for this morning so far. Right now, the S&P is trying to get higher here. We've got a big bullish candle this hour. It's going to be ending in 30 seconds as I wind up this broadcast. The oscillator is trying to pick up strength. The MACD line has crossed the signal line to the upside. It's working on crossing the zero line. So, we may have another push in us. We may have one last push to try to get to the top of this zone here. And it'll be really interesting to see what happens when it gets right there, because because so far that has stopped price cold every single time. So if price can get up into that area there, and if the oscillator can build its momentum and cross the zero line to the upside, then we could have some follow through, and we could in fact get up into the top part of the zone. But be really, really cautious with your long trades at this level. Technically, the trend is up, but we are in a treacherous zone. So watch yourself. All right, that is it for me this morning. And I am going to be heading over to our premium chat room this morning, talk to everybody there. And then today is our last day to get ready for the big class this weekend. We've got another of our live 4-day classes that we're doing here in San Jose, and it is going to be a ton of fun. This is a huge group, and it's going to be a good group. We've got some returning students. We got some new students. It's going to be a ton of fun. I can't wait. These things are just a blast. So looking forward to that, everybody. If you're on this broadcast or listening to the recording and you're planning to be there, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to love it. All right, that's it for me, Jonathan Van Clute with Stock Navigators. Once more, reminding you to please hit that thumbs up button. Give us a little love on this video, and let me know if there's anything else I can do to help with your trading, any analysis that I can do, any explanation I can give, any tickers you want looked at, anything like that. Toss it in the comments below. We will take a look at it and take it under consideration. All right, everybody, have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. And I will see if I can get these broadcasts still done, this broadcast done on Monday. But given that that's a class day and I got to be down at the Stock Navigators HQ really early to get the room set up for everybody, I may opt to skip Monday. We'll have to see. These days are exhausting, but they're also a ton of fun. So, all right, take care, everybody, and trade well. Bye-bye.